and in a second's moment, my life changed. I'm the kind of guy that loves football. I had dreams of going to the NFL. I was a great football player, and I was a guy that trained all the time. I loved training and preparing myself for football. I modeled after my uncle, who was a bodybuilder, and he always taught me how to eat right, how to be healthy, and prepare your body to perform at its peak. And that's the kind of guy I was. My motto was Emmitt Smith. I wanted to wear the jersey number 22 while playing football, and I did that. I trained hard, I worked hard, and I studied the game of football. And I played for the Lumberton Pirates back in 1993. And I was moving into my sophomore year, and I had certain goals of being successful and making scouts come out and watch me and potentially offer me a scholarship. During our first game, I was hyped up and ready to roll out, and had some awesome teammates, and we had an awesome season ahead of us with great expectations. And I was lined up on the football field on the right-hand side, running down, excited, ready to make my tackle, and boom, I suffered a spinal cord injury. And when I hit that guy, I hit him as hard as I could, and my goal was to try to make him fumble. And when I did that, I hit the ground, and all I could think about is, I can't move anymore. I was done. I wanted to get up, and I was trying to get up, and the accident was so traumatizing, my brain hadn't actually caught up with the fact that my spinal cord was injured. So my brain could feel my body get up. It was telling me that my body was getting up, but I wasn't actually moving. And all I could do was just sit there, and I kept trying to get up. I kept trying to get up. One of my teammates came over to me, and he said, "Come on, man, you made a good hit. That was a good hit. Come on, get up, get up." But I couldn't get up. It was very, very, very hard. I knew that my life was going to change forever.
I was jumping up and down because of this play that just happened. And Rodney did the tackle, and I jumps up. And all of a sudden, when I jumps up and I gets over my little, this little thing we got, and Rodney didn't get up. So when he didn't get up, I said, he's going to be okay. You got this thing called getting stung. So I said, he just got stung. He's a big boy. He'll get up. But he didn't get up. That was life-changing right there because he didn't get up.
They put me on this spinal board and stabilized my body. I began to cry, and my mom came out on the field and began to pray, and it was a very scary moment.
This tackle that he made, the sound of it was just, it was so loud. And I didn't feel right. And the moment that he got tackled, he was tackled front and back. And I was on the field, and it didn't take me long to get to the field to watch him lay there.
They started cutting me and poking on me, and I couldn't feel a thing. I couldn't feel any of it. I remember laying in the hospital, and they began to cut my feet. And they cut my feet to the point that it was bleeding, but I didn't know it. And my dad was sitting there, and he asked me, he said, "Can you feel that?" And I said, "Feel what? What are they doing to me? What are they doing?" And he said, "You're bleeding. They cut your foot to the point that you are bleeding to see if you could feel it. You can't feel it." And I couldn't feel it.
I'm standing at the bottom of his feet, and the doctors are cutting the bottom of his feet. And I'm scared to tell him what they're doing to his body. He's asking me, what are they doing? What are they doing? What are they doing? And I'm just saying, it's okay, Rodney. Can you feel this? And he says, no, I don't feel anything. Then all of a sudden, tears start coming out of his eyes.
So I decided, to change my attitude, and I became very determined that, you know what, I am going to walk again. I had a great support group with my family and certain members of my church that constantly talked to me, and they actually helped me increase my faith. And I just decided that, you know what, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to give this my best shot. I'm not going to let this defeat me.
He never raised his hand. At that particular time, he could only blink his eye. And the company that I was working for an eye care center, and they made a particular glass glasses for him called prisms, and that was the only way he could see his feet. He could see people coming through the door because he couldn't do anything but move his eyes. That was it. And he couldn't feed himself. Anything we put in him, we had to get it out of him. We stayed with him 24/7. He was in a bed. It turned him from one side to the other side. And the Spirit of the Lord had me to write scriptures on the wall. He communicated off the wall.
I was able to sustain myself without a wheelchair. And that dramatically, changed my life. I mean, it was 18 years since the initial injury, and then, I got the pump implant, and now I don't even use the wheelchair anymore, so I've completely given it up. I walk everywhere I go. I do walk with forearm crutches, but now I'm focused on getting rid of those. So
How do you adapt your house to it? How do you adapt your life to it? What do you do for this? Life goes on. It can go on with you, being up walking, and it can go on with you sitting down in a chair.
the odds were against me of recovering at any level, with the injury that I had. I mean, I had a C5, C6 spinal injury. If you know anything about that, I was one vertebrae from not being able to breathe. And, the odds of me, first of all, even recovering were slim.
We couldn't have made it without knowing what the Word says, what God told us to do, giving up ourselves for the other person, because we are our brother's keeper, and you can make it. For those that think that you can't make it, I know with a fact that you can make it.
Got positive thoughts and positive things in my head, and, I made it.
Hey, come on.
It's